everyone. We have been getting a lot of traffic to a post recently about how to use a blender as a grain mill. So I thought I would do a quick video tutorial so you can see how easy it is to use in a pinch. First off, I wanted to talk about why you might want to use a blender as a grain mill. Honestly, it's just if you're in a pinch and you don't have another grain mill, but you have some wheat that you need to grind from some wheat kernels. I have a Blendtec. I've also done this successfully with a Ninja Ultima. You could also use something like the Vitamix. I actually saw that they had a special grain jar that you could use. I would recommend using a higher power blender because this probably won't work as well in a cheaper blender. If you're wanting to grind a lot of wheat, I wouldn't rely just on your blender just because it'll wear it out over time, and you really can't do a lot at a time. If you're going to be grinding a lot of wheat, I would recommend something like the Wonder Mill or the Nutri-Mill line of wheat grinders. However, in a pinch, if you just need a couple cups of flour, this is going to be a great option for you. I've done all sorts of different grains. I've done buckwheat, I've done regular wheat, and you can really kind of experiment to see what works best. The number one tip I would say is to make sure that you just start slowly, and if it starts to sound like it's overworking itself, turn it off because you don't want to break your blender in the name of grinding wheat. So let's get started. I would just start with 1 cup of wheat kernels. That'll yield about 2 to 3 cups of fine flour. So just pour it into the bowl or into the cup of your blender. Put the lid on nice and tightly. I'm going to turn mine on, and then I'm just going to slowly pull it up. Check and see how it's doing. It's still pretty grainy, so I'm going to do it for a couple more minutes or a couple more seconds. Yep, a little bit of it got on the blade, so I'm going to go ahead and start it again, and hopefully it'll get the rest of it. And just keep checking it periodically to make sure that you that everything gets all grinded up how you want it to. We are almost there, so I'm going to do this probably another 20 seconds, and then we should be good to go for this flour. Ooh, lots of residue there. So there we go. It's not the finest, but it'll work for flour if you need it, and it's a great thing to do in a pinch. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, this is just a quick tip. I recommend going slowly to make sure your blender can handle it, but I love this tip for when you're just needing a little bit of extra flour and you don't have that grain mill to do it for you.